Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to My Messy Kitchen. Today we have a special recipe that we're going to share with you. It is our oven-baked sticky chicken with a delicious honey garlic sauce. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this one. Okay, so first we start out with a pound of chicken thighs. I really like using chicken thighs because the dark meat has a lot more flavor. So we have about a pound in a zip top bag, and we're gonna get that marinating and get that breading put on. So the first thing I'm gonna add in is a half a cup of buttermilk. And it's so much easier to do this in a bag. It's not nearly as messy. So we'll just seal that up. Get a little of that air out of there. And then I'm just gonna take just a minute to just massage that buttermilk into that chicken. We wanna make sure, because sometimes thighs can be kind of curled up and we want to make sure that they're good and separated out and that we really get that buttermilk worked in. Now you can actually do this overnight and let the thighs sit in the buttermilk, but if you don't, if you're like me and you're just kind of throwing things together at the last minute, that works just fine too. So now that we've gotten our chicken good and squeezed and coated with that buttermilk, if I can get this bag open, we're going to add our dry ingredients. So we're going to add in about a half a cup to 2/3 cup of flour. I'm going to start with about a half a cup and then reserve just a little. Sometimes, depending on how big your pound of chicken is, it might take more or less. Now we're going to add in about 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. We like Lawry's. Then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. You can leave the cayenne out or you can substitute with smoked paprika, but we really like that combination. And then about a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to get that in there right on top. Now what we're doing is we're adding flavor to the chicken, as well as we're going to mix up a nice sticky sauce to go on it. So now you just want to just squeeze that to get it all good and combined and get that flour rolled around in there. And then let's take a look. They're still a little gummy, so I'm going to add that other 1/4 cup of flour in there. And don't worry, we put enough seasoning in there for however we choose. So you want your batter to be a little sticky and not really all that dry, because it's really more to tenderize the chicken than it is to batter it, because we're not frying it, we're cooking it in the oven. All right, so now we're gonna mix up our sauce while the chicken just hangs out in the bag. And the sauce is really simple and really flavorful. And I like to do it in a big measuring cup, that way I don't have to measure out, mess up a whole bunch of measuring cups and measuring spoons. So at first we're going to add a 1.5 cups of ketchup. Now to that we're going to add a half a cup of honey. And that's really all the sugar that you need right there. A half a cup of apple cider vinegar. And I like using the kind that has the mother in it. And 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm sure that's not the right way to say it, but that's what we're going in. All right, and then we're just going to give that a whisk to get it combined. Now I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees and I'm gonna taste this sauce right quick. Needs just a little more honey. No, wait, it doesn't. It's good, just like it is. All right, so I've got my baking dish here and I'm gonna coat the bottom of the pan. Probably about half of that sauce. We just wanna make just a saucy bed for our chicken. And this will make sure that we have sauce on the bottom and on the top. Now we're gonna get our chicken. Bring the bag over. And we're just gonna put those beautiful thighs right on that sauce in a single layer. And see how they flattened out a good bit? Sometimes when you get thighs at the market, they're just a little bit kind of smooshed together to go in that package. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the rest of that beautiful sauce and pour it right over the top. See why you don't have to have like a really crummy, crumb-like texture to your breading, because we're putting that honey garlic sauce right over the top. Well, it's not really a honey garlic sauce because the garlic is in the chicken breading. I misspoke. So that honey sauce goes right on top. Now we will pop this guy into that 350 degree oven for anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. I'll check it at 45, and if the internal temperature of this chicken is at 165, then we're good to go. We'll allow it to rest, and then we'll come back and we'll serve it up, and we'll show you how delicious this delicious sticky chicken with honey sauce is. So y'all stay with us. Okay, everybody, we are back, and we finished about a 40 to a 50-minute cook time. I had massaged these chicken thighs out really, really well, and they were good and flat. So just make sure you have a good internal thermometer handy in your kitchen, and you can check out the link for ours in our Amazon store. That is listed in the show notes over on YouTube and on our website. So if you don't have an internal thermometer, it's a very inexpensive but valuable investment because I checked these, and at I think about 42 minutes they were at 165 degrees. So I let them sit, and I've already garnished them, but we're going to talk about that a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I did it, and then we're going to taste one. So let's take a look at how gorgeous they are. I mean, they are fantastic. This sauce is thick, it's sticky, but it's not like way too sticky. I like to serve this up on a plate and then put some more on top. And then I like to use this everything but the bagel seasoning and just sprinkle that on top and then garnish with some green onions. And you can do that while it's in the pan, or you can allow people to do that with individual servings, whatever you choose. But look how gorgeous that is. And I'm gonna cut a piece with my fork and just show you just how fall apart tender that chicken is. I cut it with a fork. That's a good judge right there. So I'm gonna wipe some of this up so I can get it on my fork, because I know that this has cooled enough that I can taste it, because I always let my meat stand a little bit. I'll turn my oven off and allow it to stand in there a few minutes, and then I'll bring it out here and do the same thing. So let's give it a taste. It is hard to beat a chicken thigh. You have so much flavor, and the chicken is not gamey. It's tender, it's delicious. It's just hard to beat chicken thigh. This sauce is smooth. I mean, it's not sticky, it's more creamy. But the stickiness comes from the fact that it adheres so well to the chicken. And the reason why it does is because of that buttermilk and that flour. Y'all, it's fantastic. We hope that you will head over to the website and look for this recipe. It can be found at thebutteredhome.com. Like all of our other recipes, we have an easy search function there where you won't have a hard time finding the recipe. And it's a free printable recipe card, so make sure that you're checking that out as well. While you're there, make sure that you sign up for our free email list. Our VIPs always get our full recipes first, videos too, and we send you some really great meal ideas for the week as well. So make sure while you're there, you sign up to be on our email list. Also, if you're not already, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a real good time and we would love for you to be with us no matter where we are. And if you do want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and when you find us, hit that subscribe button and be sure to ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Y'all, Big D walked in the door and said, "Have you cooked?" So I told him I had to get finished up and then I would feed him. So that's what we're about to do. And as always, we sure thank y'all for watching. And from all of us here at The Buttered Home to your home, we sure love you. Bye.